I'm back in this parking lot. I I was thinking about a bunch of stuff, and I pulled into this lot by habit. And scary enough, there was actually a couple handicap spaces open there up front. So I was like, screw it, I'll park here today. I'm gonna lull the people in the admin parking lot into a false sense of security. Must have been weird for the, plant manager to pull in and see a BMW sitting over there in the front of the building. But oh, yep, winter time has hit. Our average temperatures this week are going to be low as heck. Matter of fact, it's 34 out there now. Like I was telling my group leader earlier yesterday, because he's owned BMWs. He bought one for his wife, and except she's got one of the SUV ones. I think she's got an X3 or something like that. And it's like, what? The one thing I don't like about modern cars, BMWs is like, well, what is it? I was like, they use the same warning chime for everything. And when the cold weather comes around, you got to put some more air in your tires, or otherwise the tire pressure monitor goes off, because the cold and all that, you've lost some air. It happens every year around this time. And so it goes bong. But also, the first time I drove my X1 in the winter, you're driving down the road and suddenly get bong, and then there's this big snowflake symbol in the middle of your driving display. And it's like, you have no idea what that is because you've never driven this type of car before, at least at the time. And so I'm used to it now. But when I first saw that, I'm like, oh, crap, what's wrong now? It looks like the Ninja Star of Doom. What the... And sure enough, I looked it up, and it's just a cold weather warning. So now I get that every morning, because once the temperature dips below like 40, you'll get a bong, and then it says, temperature outside, blah, 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 and, let you know it's cold out. And I'm like, that's the one thing I can't stand, is they use that same bong for your seatbelt, for, warnings of all kinds. So you hear that bong, and you think, oh, crap, what's going wrong now? And then you look, and it's like, oh, cold weather. It's like, I told him, I want to write a letter to the guy who runs BMW and say, couldn't you just do something different for that particular alarm? Like, come on, we have the technology. Just make the car sing, like, baby, it's cold outside, or something like that, so not to freak out. But okay, as y'all know, we found out there's likely going to be a Christmas special next year. So you're getting the 3 specials, and then there's a 4th one in the works. And that's likely going to be when they premiere Shutigatwa. Because we know when RTD, K-Mackie probably said, look, we want Christmas back. And of course, being RTD, they'll give it to them. Especially, now with all the good fortune coming in. And a lot of people are crediting this to Russell T Davies. Folks, this is almost back. Well, I remember when I was a kid. Very, very young. Just to give you an idea how ancient I am. When Jimmy Carter was on his way out of office. And then the next morning, I think it wasn't too long after the inauguration, they finally got the hostages out of Iran. And look at what Reagan did. Guys, that was all in the works before he even took the oath. So I'm what they're saying right now, whose books is the special following the 60th specials will air, quote unquote, over the festive period. So we're hoping that means they're going to go back to Christmas. There's been no formal announcement yet. But as far as I know, RTD signed on for at least 2 full series. So that's 14 and 15. And that there's been at least a couple specials for the festive period thrown in there. And no, Carter was president until I think it was Reagan took over in 80, something like that. He was late 70s. Oh my God, you see, I'm getting old. Yeah, we got a lot of details now coming out. You know, what little they'll let us know. But I'm loving how people are now thinking they can come to this channel and talk smack about Whitaker and Chibnall. And I'm like, some guy made an offhand comment about what I said about Chibnall. Didn't want the job. Well, that was evident by his quality of episodes. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, and you probably watched all of them too. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the chat. All right, who do you think's going to voice Beep the Meep? Because that was all shot a while ago. Those episodes should be done and in the can relatively soon. Because they shot those over the summer. If they're not already, it's November, for crying out loud. Which is why I was really astounded that they're like, no, we're going to air them all starting in November. And I'm like, great, guys. Once again, you've got a new era. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen with them being 10 episodes because they already said that, what you call it, that they were staying with the 50-minute format. So that kind of gave me an indication they're going to stick with 10 episodes. We were really hoping, though, with Disney and all that coming in, they were going to increase the number, but... Okay, that name sounds familiar, Amelia Marcos. And the problem is, it'll take me forever to remember the face that goes with it. It'll probably 5 minutes after I walk in the door. But these 9-hour days are taking a toll. It's like... Well, from what I heard, they were sticking to the 50-minute format. So, we'll see. You know, maybe they will have longer episodes. I hope so. Professor Sprout. Now I know who you're talking about. Thank you. Sometimes it takes me a couple of minutes to put the name with the face. Yeah, it could be. You know, you might want to do some two-parters. I wouldn't put it beyond the realm possibility. It's just I'm getting tired of hearing about how, you know, it's like, come on, Chibnall and Whitaker were done as of October 13th of last year. And yet you got these guys still out there, you know, going on and on and on about it like, you know, they gave them the clap or something. It's like, sheesh. Yeah, I'm way behind on my Big Finish. One of these days I'll get caught up. I don't know. Yeah, 3 series and out seems to be the big pattern. And once again, you can blame that evil Patrick Troughton guy who did that. The Troughton Rule of 3, it's being called informally. Because he's the one who told Peter Davison, look, do 3 episodes and get out. Peter Davison told Tennant, do 3 episodes and get out. And 3 years, and get out. And so it kind of passed on from there. Luckily, a lot of the classic doctors didn't do 3 years and out. You know, like you had Pertwee from 69 to 74. You had, you know, Baker from 74 to 81. And after that, they really got short. You know, the other thing is you had Pete Davidson that, you know, got out. And then, of course, poor Colin Baker got the shaft. And then... Well, Matt Smith had his eyes on Hollywood long before he got to the 60th anniversary season. I mean the 50th. Sorry, duh. I know. I do. We just get. Yeah, we're coming up on the 60th. Brain dead. Okay. Yeah, he was wanting out. He thought he was going to go land a big Hollywood job right off the bat, just like his buddy Russell Garfield did, or Andrew Russell Garfield, or whatever. Um, well, I'm glad he's had some success. I'm not watching. I lost all interest in House of the Dragon like 2 episodes in. This guy's gonna back right into this pool. All right, they didn't. Somebody backing in across the way. All I can say is this, folks. We're gonna have to be patient. Apparently, they didn't learn the lessons from years past, and they're thought about, well, the ratings will be back up now. It's of course they will be. Every time there's a regeneration and a regime change, the ratings are going to shoot back up because curiosity is going to be there. Now you got David Tennant stepping back in, and I did not appreciate nor did I like RTD's comments about Jodie's costume. I think that's going to come back to haunt him in the long run, because there's people, male and female, walking around in cosplaying Jodie Whittaker's, outfit. There's been no problem with that. Hell, they had Sacha Dhawan in it for, the last episode, and yet, I would not have Tennant wear those clothes. Well, yeah, because they're hoping there's going to be spoilers in it, and plus, you're looking at a year wait, or a little over a year, till the next series comes out, and a lot of people are going to be curious as hell, and they're going to want to find out if they can, get anything, in there to find out what's happening. And hopefully they'll get better news than, November of next year. Yeah, I disagree with what RTD said. That was ridiculous. Because there's a bunch of hooded serpents, and I don't mean Colony Sarf, that are going to be out there using that as ammunition now. He's start trying. Here's my other favorite one. They're trying to bury the Chibnall Whittaker era. It's like, really? Where was this stated? Where'd you get that info from? Nerdrotic, or one of them other channels? The guys who consistently pull imaginary facts out of their butt as much as they crap every day. I'm sorry, no, there's been no effort to bury it because there's no need to bury it. It was like any other era of Doctor Who. You had your good episodes, you had your meteoric episodes, and your rotten eggs. And it was the same thing in Moffat, same thing in Chibnall, same thing going all the way back to the beginning. Well, folks, I just looked at the time, and I'm running a couple minutes past when I normally run in, so I have got to roll. Take care of yourselves out there today. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your Tuesday. Hopefully we'll see you all again in the future. So take care, everyone, and have a great day.